Alfred, I heard you mention one Geoffrey Okulu and a driver. I want to place on record that none of these two that you have mentioned is a staff of the Keta Municipal Assembly.
I see. I'm reading from this. This is a report in the back page of the Daily Graphic. They say the Keta Police Command is holding a worker of the Keta Municipal Assembly, Geoffrey James Okulu, and a tanker driver. And you're saying James Okulu is not a worker of your assembly?
Yes, I'm saying that on authority, that James Okulu Geoffrey is not a worker of Keta Municipal Assembly.
But do you know him?
Oh, why not? James Okulu is a party member. I know him.
He's an NPP member.
Sure, he's an NPP member.
So what does he do?
I wouldn't be able to know. All I know is that he's a party member. So
he's an NPP member in Keta. Is
he
he
a citizen of the land, an NPP member of the land? Yes. Okay. So
is he by any way associated with the municipal assembly's activities?
No, Alfred. What I'm saying is that Geoffrey James Okulu is not a staff of Keta Municipal Assembly. I'm surprised. The issue is turning this way.
I see. Is he just a party member or an executive member of the party in Keta?
As far as I'm concerned, he's a mere party member.
And I'm asking this because we have information that when the Premix fuel is distributed in the area, the party executives, some of them, take custody of the Premix fuel and they determine which fisherman gets the Premix fuel, because now they are distributing it on party basis. NPP fishermen are getting Premix fuel at the expense of those who are identified as NDC fishermen. That is information that we have now.
Well, Alfred, that information has not gotten to my table. I'm not sure of what you're saying.
So then how is Geoffrey James Okulu, a party member of NPP in Keta, associated with Premix fuel?
Well, unless we contact him himself, and in the first place, Geoffrey James Okulu is a Ghanaian, he's a citizen of Keta. So, and
I get the point. That's why I asked you, what does he do?
Those who should be in the various landing beach committees are citizens of the land. They must be Ghanaians. So if he's a member of the landing beach, I don't see any hue and cry about this.
Well, Mr. Gemega, I asked two questions earlier. That what does he do? You only told me that he's a party member. Is he a member of the landing beach committee?
Sure, he's a member of the landing beach committee.
So you know that he's a member of the landing beach committee?
Oh, why not? I just said it.
So that's how he's associated with Premix fuel. That's why I asked you. You said you go and ask him. But now you are confirming
that. I told you that information has not reached my table.
But this party member, whom you are confirming, Geoffrey James Okulu, an NPP member who's a member of the Landing Beach Committee. And what does the Landing Beach Committee do? I don't know, the ones who take custody of the Premix fuel.
I think you are right on that. When the committee, what is there? If you look at their LI 2022-33, it spells out clearly what the functions of the committee should do.
Fantastic. So I am right in saying they are the ones who take custody of the Premix fuel, the Landing Beach Committee.
Yeah, I think you are right. Yes.
No, I am right. Not that you think it's there. It's in their mandate. But and so if they take the Premix fuel, and now we understand that he's being held for Premix fuel diversion. Can you confirm this? Is this something you are aware that this person has been arrested by the police for Premix fuel diversion in Keta, where you are?
The police informed me that they have arrested two persons, the driver and Geoffrey James Okulu.
I see. And what reasons did they give to you? for the arrest?
No, they told me alleged Premix diversion. So I have asked them to do their work. Right. Hello?
I can hear you, Mr. Gemega.
Yes.
Please.
You know, when I assumed office, the issue of Premix, let me say, the sale of the Premix in the various landing beaches, the problems, the challenges that are associated have been brought to my attention. I have tried my best with the mandate that His Excellency the President has given me to put things right, to ensure that when Premix comes to any of the landing beaches, it gets to the rightful persons to buy. People are not happy about maybe my stringent position on this, and but I am doing my best. From the report, preliminary report that I have received from the police, they told me that the tanker has been impounded and parked at the police station, and there is load in the tanker. The tanker is not empty. So if people are saying there is Premix diversion, I have asked the police, as the chairman of MISEC, to do a thorough investigation about the matter, and then let's see whatever the outcome will be. Perfect. Because, government spends so much to subsidize this Premix thing, and then we must ensure that when the Premix comes, it gets to the rightful people, and then the people who are not connected to fishing, who are not doing any work in terms of fishing, must not be allowed to come and take the Premix away.
In fact, if you say government subsidizes, maybe you have to put it this way: it is the taxpayers' money that is used to subsidize the Premix fuel.
It's the taxpayers' money, including myself and yourself.
In fact, that's why
we have to protect this important commodity of the state, right?
You are saying that since you assumed office, you have been trying to do your best to ensure that the right thing is done and the fisher folk get the Premix fuel that they deserve. And people are not happy that you are doing the right thing. Who are those people?
Yes, let me just leave it at that. So that is why I am expecting the police to do a thorough investigation on this matter. And let's trust the police to do a good job.
Certainly, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But who are those people who are not happy with you for doing your job as an MCE to ensure that the fisher folk get the Premix fuel they deserve?
Well, I won't be able to mention any names now.
Really? Why?
Alfred?
Yes.
Are you pushing me to the wall? I said I will not be able to mention any names now. You know what? My mandate to ensure that the right thing is done. And that exactly is what I'm going to do.
I'm not asking
that. And that is what I've been doing ever since.
That's fine. And we but I'm saying that you don't even have to mention names. Who are they? Are they party executives or party members of the NPP who think that they deserve to be given a portion of the Premix fuel or to be involved in the Premix fuel distribution, and that you, the MC, you are doing your job and they are not happy about it?
Well, they are citizens of Ghana, and let me leave it at that.
You are afraid, eh?
Oh, afraid of what? Alfred, I've been mandated to represent the government in the municipality.
But has the police given you information that the way bill for this particular truck that has been impounded had allegedly been doctored by the secretary of the Nokpe Landing Beach Committee, Mr. Okulu? Please, can you confirm if James Okulu is the secretary of this Nukpe Sekope London Beach Committee?
No, I can confirm that James Okulu is the secretary of the London Beach Committee, but the police have not informed me of anything as such in terms of the wage bill.
Okay. So at least now we have clarity of who this Geoffrey James Okulu is, how he's associated with the Premix fuel. That's what I wanted to establish from the beginning. So, so you know that he is a secretary, the secretary to this London Beach Committee.
Of course.
And he's an NPP member.
Of course.
Mr. Gemega, I thank you very much for your time this morning. We will be following up to find out what happens to these two persons who are being held by the police.
Yes, I appreciate that. Thank you also for having me. And thank you for making my day this morning. I haven't spoken to you before.
Anna, your beloved country is free forever.
Plenty questions, no answer.
Plenty questions.
The contract,
no answer.
small paper. You make it celebrity the shop for counter.
Look, let me reiterate the apology to you, our listeners, yesterday. For some time now, fishermen in Keta and other coastal communities have been complaining about the lack of premix fuel for their fishing business and has suspected diversion of the product. And guess what? When there's lack of premix fuel, you and I pay for it. You know why? Because it affects the prices of the fish that we buy on the market. And this is a double loss to the Ghanaian people. Apart from we paying for more for the fish that we buy on the market because of the lack of premix fuel for the fisher folk to go and fish, we are also subsidizing the premix fuel that is being diverted illegally. Think about it. And that's why this matter is not limited to Keta alone. It's a nationwide problem. It's a problem for you and I. Because when you go to the pumps to buy fuel, one of the taxes you pay in the price build-up of the 1 liter of fuel that you're buying for over 10 cedis, one of the taxes, one of the 12 taxes you pay is the price stabilization and recovery levy. The money that is accrued from that price stabilization and recovery levy is what is used to subsidize premix fuel for the fisher folk to go and fish so that they will get more fish for us to go and eat. Now we have subsidized the premix fuel too, and somebody is diverting the premix fuel. And you see earlier and so if you have a secretary to a London Beach Committee, Geoffrey James Okulu, and a tanker driver who have been arrested by the police for their involvement in the diversion of a tanker carrying premix fuel meant for fishermen in the Keta municipality. Now we have established a few things. If you listen to the interview with the Keta MC, you now have clarity of what's happening. The product was meant for the Nukpe Sekope London Beach Committee, but was allegedly diverted and offloaded onto another truck at Apife, about 30 kilometers from Keta. Here's what happened. This is the information we have, according to our sources. The Keta Vigilante Group, one of them, is the one who gave us this information last night. The tanker with registration number GT2254, GT2254Z, brought the product to Nukpe Sekope, but did not discharge the fuel as intended. After waiting for a few minutes, the vehicle set off through Afiadenyigba to Apife, where it was seen offloading the premix fuel onto another truck. Yeah, that's what they do. They offload it onto another truck. So the premix fuel that took custody from the LBC, they have the number on the wage bill. The reason why they offload it onto another truck is that that other truck's number is not on the way bill.